Now, the next on our list of forms is the ticketing form. Like all the other forms, you can add a ticketing form to any page on any campaign you want. But let's have a quick walkthrough on how the ticketing form functions. At the core, you select the ticket that you want, that you've created on the back end. We can add our ticket, hit next, put in our details, add an optional donation if we like, and then go to the end to the payment section. I'm just going to add some test credit card details in and process my payment. And I've got a little thank you message. It really is as simple as that. It's a great little form to be using. And as we said in the previous one, this process can actually be embedded into the sign up form as well to enable registrations. But let's look in the back end on what you can be doing with the ticketing form. First, if we go into pages and go to the home page, or any page that you want, you can see here that I have the ticketing form block. This is found if I just select the block section and type in ticket, I can see ticket form, and that is the block that I'm utilizing here. If I open up the settings, there's a few little things available for me. First, I can enable donations on or off. Under headings, I can change the different headings that are going to appear on each stage of the form as well. I can update what the buttons say. I can configure my thank you message. I can also, in the ticketing form, which is probably the best one to look at, is I can select which tickets I want available. And this can be really great because you may have multiple, say, location events, and you might want a location page for each one. And on that ticket, on the ticketing form, you just want to have the tickets for that particular location. So you can just switch on or switch off different tickets for each of the forms that you add across your site. So it really is great and flexible to be utilizing on that as well. So that's there within pages and some of the settings that you can configure on the block. But what about the actual ticket settings and adding new tickets? Well, in my Raisely campaign, I can simply go to tickets and then setup. My first section under ticket settings are the global settings, maximum capacity, order limit, and also some tax settings as well. I can also display remaining tickets available, and that can be really helpful if you have a set cap for that as well. You can also include fundraising ticket sales in campaign fundraising totals. If this is activated, it means that your fundraising total for the campaign will include each of the ticket sales as well. Now, under ticket types is where you can be adding your different tickets. I've got two options. I can create a ticket bundle, which is basically a bundle offering of multiple individual tickets, or I can just add a individual ticket type. If I add an individual ticket type, I can find my ticket name, and that is for your internal database records and your reporting. The ticket display name, which actually appears on the front end of your form. As you can see, I have these Melbourne Gala Dinner single. And so you can make these different, which is a really helpful feature. You can also put the price, maximum quantity, description, display image, and even more importantly, you can put the tickets available on a schedule. And you can define that with a start date, end date, and times to enable that ticket to appear when those times are activated. That can be really great if you're using things like early bird and such. You can enable the ticket type or disable it. If you disable it, it'll take it away from the sign-up form, from the ticketing form. So that's how you'd add a new ticket. And as you can see here, I have one example here for the Melbourne Gala Dinner. Now across that, you also have more fields that you can be adding into your ticket fields, and these are called attendee fields. Every time someone purchases one ticket, they are classified as an attendee to that event. So if they purchase, say, 3 tickets, 1, 2, 3, I have 3 attendees. And what you can be doing is create new attendee fields that are going to be asked for each individual person. So say, for example, we're going to do dietary requirements. And we're going to create this as a custom field for our tickets. I want to make it a select option, meat, vegetarian. I'm not sure my spelling's all that great. It's not. There we go. Awesome. Turn my field security off because that is fine as a public field. And I'll just save that as my attendee field. I can change the label. What are your dietary requirements? And put it, so it doesn't actually have to be this, the label doesn't have to be the same as the field name, which is really helpful. I can add a default value if I like, and a few other settings going on. If I simply select save, and I now have dietary requirements there, if I go back in and do the ticketing form, let's refresh, and select Melbourne Gala Dinner, next, I'm now asked an attendee question. What are your dietary requirements? As you can see, item 1 of 1. If I was to select 3 tickets, as you can see, item 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 3 of 3. I can select that. I can select that. And I can even use copy previous, which will actually copy the previous values for all my attendee fields. Now, this is a great way to store extra data on each of your ticket types when someone registers. And it's something that I think you'll be using quite a lot. One of the things to note, though, is using conditions on your fields with your attendee fields. One in particular, if I add a condition here and go to field, I can actually choose ticket type. I can then select equal to, and I can actually select the specific ticket I want this attendee field to relate to. And this can be really helpful when you have multiple tickets, but you only have questions that relate to specific tickets that are available. So that is a great feature you'll be using. Now, the other one is you do have access to promo codes. You can add a promo code, and these will apply to the transaction. You can add the code however you like, add it, the type of discount as fixed or a percentage, put in the discount, also add the quantity of how many times that can be used, and also you can make this promo code on a schedule as well, which can be really, really helpful. So that's a whole bunch of things going on for your ticketing form that you can explore within Razorly. There's a lot to it. And as I said, you can embed these features into a sign-up form as well. So why don't you dive on in, have an explore, and see how your next event can be utilized with a ticketing form.